The United States and Canada have long enjoyed a close and amicable relationship. As neighbors and allies, the two countries have cooperated on a wide range of issues, from trade and security to culture and the environment. However, in recent years, this once unshakable bond has been tested by a series of disagreements and disputes, culminating in a war of words between President Donald Trump and newly elected Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. The source of this friction? Trade, energy, and the very idea of Canadian sovereignty. The election of Mark Carney, the former governor of the Bank of England, as Prime Minister of Canada in early May 2025, signaled a potential shift in Canadian politics. Known for his calm demeanor and sharp intellect, Carney's victory was seen by some as a direct response to the rise of populism and protectionism in the United States. His platform, focused on economic stability and international cooperation, stood in stark contrast to the policies of the Trump administration. Carney's first official visit to Washington, D.C. was met with a frosty reception from President Trump. The meeting, intended to reaffirm the strong ties between the two nations, quickly devolved into a public display of animosity. The source of the tension? President Trump's suggestion, made on several occasions, that the United States should consider annexing Canada as the 51st state. While Trump's comments were initially dismissed as a joke, his continued insistence on the matter, even going so far as to suggest that it would be a wonderful marriage between the two countries, raised eyebrows both in Canada and amongst the international community. The shared geography of the two nations, Trump argued, made annexation a natural progression of their relationship. The suggestion of annexation, however outlandish, struck a nerve in Canada. The notion that their nation, with its own unique history, culture, and identity, could be simply absorbed by its southern neighbor, was met with a mixture of anger and disbelief. Public opinion polls showed a sharp decline in Canadian attitudes towards the United States, and calls for a more assertive Canadian foreign policy grew louder. Prime Minister Carney, in his first public address following Trump's annexation comments, responded with a calm but firm rebuttal. Canada, he stated, is not and will never be for sale. He went on to highlight the strong and independent spirit of the Canadian people, their commitment to democracy and the rule of law, and their unwavering belief in their own national identity. Carney's response, while measured, sent a clear message to the Trump administration. Canada would not be bullied or coerced into any agreement that compromised its sovereignty. The annexation suggestion, far from being the wonderful marriage that Trump envisioned, had driven a wedge between the two countries, jeopardizing decades of cooperation and goodwill. The meeting between Carney and Trump, documented in video footage released to the public, revealed the stark contrast between the two leaders. Trump, appearing agitated and dismissive, repeatedly insisted that nothing Carney could say would change his stance on existing U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods. The tariffs, imposed by the Trump administration in 2023 on a range of Canadian imports, including steel and aluminum, had already strained trade relations between the two countries. The trade tensions between the United States and Canada predate the Trump administration, but they have undoubtedly escalated under his leadership. Trump's America First policies, aimed at reducing the U.S. trade deficit and protecting American jobs, have often come at the expense of its closest trading partners, including Canada. The tariffs imposed on Canadian steel and aluminum, justified by the Trump administration on national security grounds, were met with retaliatory tariffs from Canada on a range of American goods. The back-and-forth tariff war, while not crippling to either economy, created uncertainty and instability in a trading relationship worth billions of dollars annually. Carney, in his discussions with Trump, attempted to appeal to the interconnectedness of the two economies, highlighting the mutually beneficial nature of their trade relationship. However, his words seemed to fall on deaf ears. Trump, fixated on the trade deficit between the two countries, appeared unwilling to budge on his protectionist policies. Section 4. The Energy Card, Canada's Ace in the Hole. As we navigate the complexities of Canada-U.S. trade, it's crucial to consider new approaches. The age-old partnership has seen its fair share of ups and downs, but innovation and collaboration can pave the way for a more stable future. Ultimately, the path forward hinges on a delicate balance. Will Canada and the U.S. choose cooperation, fostering mutual growth and prosperity? Or will conflict dominate, leading to further economic strain and uncertainty? The decisions made today will shape the landscape of North American trade for years to come.